Hello everyone, my name is Sandeep and welcome you all to my channel. Today we are going to discuss quadratic equation and that is part 2. In part 1 we have discussed the concept of quadratic equation as well as some basic question related to quadratic equations, and also we learn how to make the table using that question mark symbol. Okay, like if I say this is question mark number 1 and this is question mark number 2. In rest of the place I have to place minus mark. And this one is bigger value, this one is smaller value. Always write bigger value on left side and smaller value on right side. This we have discussed in part 1, so kindly get the link from the top, or you can also get the link in the description box. Okay, now we will move on to second part. In that we will discuss question related to root based. So here we start the next session. Now here comes the type 3 of quadratic equation. Here in middle term we will get root value, that is x square minus 3 root 3 x minus 54. Okay, so we'll learn how to solve this quickly. Okay, here in middle term the value of root is 3. The value of root is 3. Okay, so divide this 54 using this 3. Basically what we do, we multiply coefficient value with constant value, that is 1 into 54. Okay, and that means multiplication should be coefficient into constant value and addition should be middle term. Okay, so here 54 is the multiple value, so we have to divide this 54 using this root value, so we'll get 18. Okay, now now my multiple value is 18 and middle term will be 3. So what will be the factor values? That is 6 and 3. 6 into 3 is 18 and 6 and 3's difference is 3. Okay, now put the sign root 3 and root 3 in both the factors. Now what will be the sign? So in question first value is minus and second is minus. So when both the values are minus, then bigger value will be positive and smaller value will be negative. Okay, so factor of x is 6 root 3 and minus 3 root 3. Okay, here we have to divide 36 by 2 because value of root is 2. So 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now the multiple value is 18 and the addition value should be 7. So what could be the factors? That is 9 and 2, because 9 into 2 is 18 and 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay, so minus minus, again minus and minus will be plus and minus, and then we have to put the root values. Here one factor is positive, one is negative, and as well as one is positive and one is negative. So definitely we cannot establish any relationship between x and y. Okay. Next, again my root value is 7, so I have to divide 21 using 7. So while dividing 21 by 7, I will get 3. That means now my multiple value should be 3 and addition should be 4. Okay, so what will be the factors? That is 3 and 1. Okay, then I have to put this root 7 in both the factors. Now my sign is negative and positive. That means the resultant will be both in positive. Okay, so my factors are 3 root 7 and 1 root 7. In y, I have to divide 50 using that root value 5. So dividing 50 will get the value as 10. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So that means now my multiple is not the 10, because here I have coefficient value is 2. So my coefficient value is 2. So that means multiple should be 20 and addition should be 8. Multiple should be 20 because 10 into 2 is 20 and addition should be 8. So what will be the factor? 10 and 2, because 10 and 2 is 20 sorry, and 10 minus 2 is 8. So root 5 root 5. Then sign conversion. So minus and minus becomes plus and minus. Okay. But here 2 is coefficient value. So we have to either divide this value by 2 or cross multiply with factor of x. Which one is easier for you? Use that method. Here the value of root 7 is 2.6 and value of root 5 is 2.2. You have to remember that thing, like value of root 2 is 1.4, value is root 3 is 1.7. So either divide this by 2 or you can even cross multiply with coefficient. Okay, so you will get 5 root 5 and 1 root 5. Now if I multiply 3 into root 7, so 3 into 2.6 is 7.8. Then next one is 1 into 3.6, that is 1 into 2.6, that is 2.6 only. Here I have to calculate only this positive value. Why? Because this one is negative value. So definitely the negative value will be lesser one. So 10 by 2 root 5, that means 5 root 5. So 5 into 2.2, 5 into 2.2 is 11. So definitely we can say that 11 is greater than both this value, but here the factor of y is also in minus. So that is x is greater than y. So just because of this conflict, we can say that we cannot determine the relation. So this one is true. Okay. So this type is even easier than any other type. Here middle term is 16 plus root 10. So that is the only factor values. That is, first factor is 16 and next one is root 10. Okay. Why? Because if we see this, 4 into 4, that is 16 and root 10. So definitely our factors are also the same. So 16 and root 10, 16 and root 10 from the middle term. Okay. Now minus and plus is definitely plus and plus. Here my middle term is 8 plus 5 root 7. So that is the my factor values. So 8, 5 root 7. Okay. Now to put the sign, so minus and plus is definitely both the value will be positive. Okay. Now remember one thing, when there is coefficient you have to either divide the value or cross multiply the value, but here coefficient is same in both x and y, so there is no need to divide or cross multiply the value. We can directly compare these values. Okay. So our factor values are plus 16 plus root 10 plus 8 and plus 5 root 7. So here value of root 7 is 2.6 and value of root 10 is 3.1. Okay. So 16 is bigger than 8, but 3.1 is less than 8. So without comparing the second value of y, we can directly say that there is no relation, or we cannot determine the relation. Okay. Now there is another kind of question where the 4 is additional value. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to just multiply this 4 with root 2 and root 5. So we will get 4 root 2 and 4 root 5. Here we will get 5 root 3 and 5 into 2 is 10. That means 10 root 2. Okay. But remember one thing, we have to put the bigger value always on left side. So 10 root 2 and 5 root 3. Okay. Now sign minus and plus becomes plus plus. Here minus plus plus plus. Now we have to compare this value. So definitely this 10 root 2 is bigger than this 2 value. We have to only compare this 5 root 3 with this value. Okay. So 4 root 2 is directly less than 5 root 3, but we have to compare this 4 root 5 with 5 root 3. Okay. Till now the relation is x is less than y, but here the value of root 5 is 2.2 and value of root 3 is 1.7. So by multiplying this we will get 8.8 and 8.5. So here we observe that value of x is greater than value of y. So the relation cannot be determined. Okay. Now we will learn type 4, that is speed quadratic. So here the sign are positive and negative. So when sign are positive and negative, the result will be negative and positive. Here sign are minus and minus. So definitely the result will be plus and minus. That means factor of x is minus plus and factor of y is plus minus. So definitely we cannot establish the relationship. Okay. Next, here the sign is minus minus, that means the result will be plus minus. Okay. Next is sign is plus minus, that means result will be minus plus. Again, if we see the factor of x is positive and negative and factor of y is negative and positive. So definitely we cannot establish the relationship. Next question. Here the value of, here the sign are minus and plus. So definitely we know that minus plus give the positive result only. Okay. Here plus and plus, that will definitely give the negative result only. So directly we can put the sign x is greater than y. Okay, because both the value of x is in positive and both the factor value of y is in negative. So definitely the value of x is greater than. Last one, minus minus will be plus and minus, minus minus will be plus and minus. So there is no need to divide this 50 by 5 and further moving to factorization. So the best thing is first go with the sign, directly compare the sign. If this kind of relation is there, then don't go with solving the complete quadratic equation. Okay, so here also we can say that relation cannot be established. Okay, now what are the sign combination so that we directly put the answer? So here is the combinations. 3-4 combinations are there. So using that we can directly say that value of x is greater than, value of y is greater than, or cannot determine. Okay, so first sign is minus and plus, and y is plus and plus. So the relationship is minus plus definitely give plus plus and plus plus definitely give minus minus. We can get that value from this table. So here we directly can say that x is always greater than y. Okay, so second type is when value of x is positive and negative and the value of y is negative and negative. When this kind of relation is there, then we can directly say that there is no relationship or we cannot determine the relation. Third type, when the sign of x is both minus minus as well as the sign of y is both minus. So definitely here also we can say that relation cannot be established. Fourth type is when value of x is positive and negative and value of y is positive and negative. So directly we can say that there is no relationship between x and y. Why? Because when our value is positive and negative, then our resultant will be negative and positive. So one value is negative and positive in x, and one factor value is value of y is also negative and positive. So definitely we cannot find the relationship. Okay, so the fifth relation is minus and minus and plus and minus. When in question the sign are minus and minus, and for y the sign are plus and minus, we directly can say that here also we cannot establish the relationship. So just remember this thing. By remembering this thing, we can, like out of 5 question, one question is based on this type. So by using this method we can solve that quadratic equation within 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, so just remember these things. Okay, and the important is this table, the just using that question mark symbol, just learn that method, and also remember this structure. Okay, in next video we will learn how to solve bigger value, like if the constant value is 3-digit value, then how to solve the equation easily. Okay, thank you.